A new pharaoh, Den, has taken the throne of Egypt. Pharaoh is deeply concerned as enemies have begun to threaten our borders, and our nation lacks adequate supplies of valuable copper, needed to create weapons with which to equip our troops. Pharaoh Den has ordered a mining expedition into the unforgiving land of Sinai, beyond our borders and deep within Bedouin territory. The area known as Timna is rich in gold and copper ore, as well as precious turquoise gemstones, but it is otherwise barren. Conditions there will be harsh, and you'll need to import many amenities, perhaps even additional food and fine linen from Egypt. Pharaoh will demand frequent shipments from Sinai and will ask you for money, copper, gemstones, and weapons. You can use any surplus of these items to help support the expedition. Be always on your guard, for the Bedouin of the Sinai Desert are formidable adversaries, and they will not willingly allow foreigners to occupy their land, let alone plunder their mineral wealth. To lighten the burden that such living conditions impose on your city's people, build a pavilion at some busy intersection. Citizens can relax at the pavilion's juggling and music stages, and if you also build a dance school, this new type of performance will provide great entertainment.
Indeed it will. Hey guys, welcome back to the land of the Pharaohs. I am Sajuuk, and we are heading into the first military mission of this game, but it's a fairly basic one. We are heading off to an expedition to Sinai at Timna, and some fairly basic goals. We've got 2,000 people, bit of a prosperity rating, that's easy enough to do, and high kingdom rating. So kingdom rating can be quite high in some missions, depends on what mission you're playing. Military missions tend to have quite low kingdom ratings, but some of them can have pretty high ones. And we're going to head to the city, of course playing on hard mode. We're going to head to the city, and we're going to learn about soldiers and forts. So to conscript troops, build a fort and a recruiter. The recruiter will send new conscripts one by one to the fort until it's fully occupied. There are two types of fort, infantry and archer, and each fort holds 16 soldiers referred to as a company. There are charioteers, but you don't get them until way later in the campaign, so don't worry about it. If soldiers die in combat, the recruiter will see to it that replacements are conscripted. Archers train pretty quickly. So don't worry about this house thing. No one actually walks to the recruiter. This person here doesn't actually walk to there. It's just a random unit that's spawned by the recruiter. Weapons. Archers supply their own bows and arrows, but infantry troops must be outfitted with copper-tipped spears. With a supply of copper, luckily we have a supply of copper in this map, usually it's quite expensive to import. A weaponsmith will forge such weapons. These are then delivered to the recruiter so that any new foot soldiers may be suitably equipped. So to produce infantry you have to have a weapon in the recruiter. Good export in some missions. One thing to note is that from now on your immediate goals will no longer appear at the top of the screen, so you're now pretty much playing on your own. You've learned the basics and now you're learning the advanced stuff. So let's just slow time right down and pause. We have a very arid landscape. There's some birds down here. I think, if I remember correctly, that is the only birds that we can find on this map. So as the game suggested, we may have to import some food. It says import linen, you don't need to do that. I know you can build weavers in that, but that's a complete waste because one, no one buys linen, as far as I know. No, just a shit ton of copper at Finis. And two, linen is not required until a much higher level. Now over here we have a heck of a lot of ore bearing rock. Now we can build gold mines and copper mines. Now given the amount of money it takes to set up a gold industry, I am not going to use gold mines on this one. We can much quickly set up a copper industry and export it and make weapons from it. Now where would I want to build this city? I'm probably going to build it right in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a different housing design, excuse me folks. I'm not going to use a block, I'm going to use straight lines because it's better for maps like this which are arid, and hopefully it works. I know it works on normal, but again on hard everything's a little bit different. We can also mine gemstones, just gemstones and no jewellery, so we have to just stockpile the gems. Now I may actually just set up a little bit of a copper industry over here for nothing but requests or something, or for export, I'm not too sure. The trees are obviously useless. These forts are expensive, 1,200, and we only start with 6,000, so we are going to have to make money pretty quickly. And yeah, the military in this one's not going to be too heavily damaging. It's the first military mission. You can't throw such a difficult military at the player straight off. Anyway, I think I'm all prepped and set, and we can make our own clay, so we only need to worry about getting beer from somewhere. We can import some beer out of Finis, and Nick can also sells us beer. Don't need to import flax. We can sell lots of copper, and I think that's it. Yeah, we're out here, in pretty much the middle of nowhere. Alright, I'm going to go and set up some housing. I'll set up a little bit of housing down here, and yeah, I'll come back in once I've done it. Okay, so we've set up some housing here. So as you can see, I've gone for basically a straight line right out, and this is 14 houses in length. So it is quite expensive, but I did make sure to put these houses down first, and then these ones. So these should fill up a bit quicker, and then these ones will fill up. And I put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copper mines, and that should be more than enough. I mean, there's space to just put a few over here as well as needed. Also set up a bit of a gem mining area as well, so we just speed this up. And you can also see I put down a road here to set up that. Now let's just check damage risk. So that's already going up. Now there's only one god, which is Seth. And he's a decent dude, he's a good person to hold in military missions. These might collapse pretty quickly. Now if that happens, I will be very sad. So I'm going to let the people move in, and I'll come back in once everything's nice and stable, and hopefully these guys get access to people before they all collapse. Okay, so everyone's moved in, and we've got our things just about saved in the nick of time. They're all nice and happy. I just had to prioritise the infrastructure, obviously. Since we're not taxing anyone, let's just put this down to 0. It keeps people happy if the tax rate's 0, gets people moving in. Now, since we have got all this nicely set up, that will just have to be a crude hut unless I put a water supply over here. We can just dump down more housing, I think. There we go. So this should provide enough people to keep everyone moving in, and overall for our population requirement that should be more than enough. We might need a second one, that's why I've drawn out this, just in case we need a second one. Now, these guys should easily go up. It doesn't matter at this little intersection, they will always go up here, unless they get stuck like that, but they will go up and back down very easily. This water car, even if he goes up that way, he'll definitely reach down there and back again. So all of these houses will be covered, which is good. Now, what's our copper like? Not much is being made. We have 60 missing employees, which is not too good, but I believe space for another 200 is coming in, so that's good. Another 10 people can move in there. Desirability is not allowing these houses to evolve very well, which is not too good. Yeah, the desirability is kind of stuffing up some of these houses just in the centre. I'm not sure why the centre is so bad for desirability, but here's our first copper that's been made. We are just going to change that to number 2. We don't need to worry about the other things right now. We can get the industry going to make our money. There's our first copper. Now, once we've got enough copper in storage, I will open the trade route. Now, I do know there are quite a number of requests in this mission, so we will want to make sure that we are producing at least a little bit of gems, I think. I think we can just afford 2 gem mines. If we just put that there, that will stockpile pretty quickly. It does say luxury goods here, but we can't produce jewellery just yet. And even if you can, I don't believe anyone spies it, so it's not worth it really, so we're okay. Now we've got some copper building up here quite nicely. This one's just a little bit slow, but the rest is all building up. So now that we've got that set up, gods are reasonably okay. We're going to open up this trade route to Finis. 800 is quite expensive, but it will pay for itself by just selling copper. Because this area up here is disconnected, they will go cross country, which is always nice and handy. It looks as if this water supply is not working as well as I would like. So I'll set that to number 2 and get this guy moving through here so they don't run out of water. Make sure they all start evolving, which is what we want to see. So that's plenty of copper. First guy's coming in to buy up the copper, and that will make us some money. And once we've got the money in, I will set up a bit of a food industry. So I'll come back in once we've got the money to support a food industry. What's this? Looks as if Pharaoh's requesting goods from us. So to supplement his estate stocks, Matchless Pharaoh wants you to send 500 ingots of copper to mend the fair in 9 months. And yeah, so let's just send off. He's eating into my profit, basically. That was all the money I had. And that was pretty early. I mean, that's September. We started in January this year. So, pays to get that copper industry running pretty early because of that. But I think we should be able to make enough copper just in time for these guys to come and buy it. I hope. Yeah, 300 copper, 400. I think a quick boost to their things should allow them to start running. We don't need the temple running right now. They don't need access. 98. There we go. 600 copper. So we are making up that money again that we just lost to sending off to Pharaoh. So we've got 2,000 here. So I think it's time to set up a little bit of a food industry just down here since the birds spawn here. So we will just set up a bit of a... where do the clay pits go? They have to go basically along here, and that's all fine. So if we just put down a... if this bird wasn't in the way, I would be able to get a 2x2 right there. Let's just roadblock there. And can we just get this bird out of the way? Pardon me. Apparently that bird does not want to move, so we're just... Oh, anyway, he's moving now. There we go. So we'll put our position down. We'll get the firehouse. I'm going to put the firehouse as far down as I can because otherwise it's just a pain in the neck. I will just roadblock, say, over here. We'll just do that there. There we go. We'll put down a police station. We want to make sure these guys are all happy. Now, it does have an apothecary here. As there's no reeds, this is not a necessary building and we're not going to waste time. Alright, they take like 5 workers. That's a waste for something that doesn't do anything. Anyway, we are making shit tons of cash now from these copper mines. They're producing quite a lot. Once we've sold out all the copper for the... Oh no, that's the end of the year, so we have started on the next little bunch. So 1,000 copper and we're back into pretty significant figures here. I think with that money, I'm just going to put down 2 more gemstone mines. Just on the off chance Pharaoh might ask for them. And that will help a lot as well. So, this is a well that we can put there. That will keep them all happy. And I've just put it a lot offset so I can put some buildings along there like plotters and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to let this run and we're going to come back in when we're ready to start feeding our populace. Okay, so we have set up pretty much the next housing block. I did need the population to come in. And unfortunately we were consistently struggling with employees. We are still struggling with employees. But everything's starting to build up quite nicely here. We do have a nice supply of game meat. And I am using a trick that I use all the time. I think I pretty much explained in the last mission, or a couple of missions ago. But I do put everything, all food goes into a storage yard and grinds are always set to get that food. It just allows for a good supply because that's like 6,400 food. So a little bit to handle any possible requests and enough to store to distribute. Which is all we want to see. So we're getting our people coming in here. This guy will move out through all of that as needed. Plenty of gem stock out. We're pretty much, I mean, this is the 2nd year. And we've pretty much returned on our... We haven't even got into debt, which is... We haven't even taken rescue funds, which is pretty good. We are starting to get some serious unemployment. So let's put down... 2 of those, and we'll put down a single yard to accept weapons, just in case Pharaoh might decide to ask for our weapons supplies for whatever reason. And there's still an entry point in here, so even if I block up all around here, they can still get in there, but we're not going to do that, because that's a silly idea. So we've got plenty of food. Let's put down a bazaar, right there. And you're just going to buy game meat. Now, I do think we can get gifts of game meat as for fulfilling the requests, but it's okay. Now, what's the trade? Like, we have maxed out on Finis here, so this copper can be put to good use in weapons production. I think I might have to maybe knock one of these out or something and put down a few more. Well, I can get 2 more there. That's not very many. I might have to put the road round here, or, you know, just I might set up a little bit over here for just the copper, because I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can get 5 in there, and that can just be used for copper sales. It'll speed up trade as well. So again, are people coming in, which is what we want to see. So let's also put down, I'll actually let the weapons stockpile first before doing anything. Plenty of copper in these things. Weapons smiths produce really slowly, which doesn't actually help when you're trying to produce weapons pretty quickly. But we're coming to the end of the second year, and I think we're making a good amount of money. I mean, we've made like nearly 8,000. It would have taken a lot longer to make money if I had put down a village palace to set up gold mines. So going straight to copper has been a lot more profitable in the long run. We've got our weapons being made here, which is good. I will let them stockpile before starting to build up our military. We can't wait quite a while before the military actually gets started. We get plenty of time for it. I think what I'll do is I'll use the money to beautify this location to get these houses evolving. So, again, I'll let this run. I'll let everything nicely stabilise. And I'll come back in when I'm ready to start building my military. Oh, we're being asked to send gems here, so 1,500 is a shit ton of gems, so it's a good thing we actually set up a bit of a gem production industry early on. So let's send that off. And I'm thinking about building up my military, because if we look here, we've got like 21% unemployment, and that's going to start playing havoc with city sentiment. We don't want that, so let's just put a recruiter down. I'm not sure how much they cost, 180, that's not very much. I did have to bump off a few houses just to try and control unemployment. At this early point, I don't actually have a way of controlling it. Now, I do have one way. I can just put down a pavilion and provide... I mean, I don't actually have to provide access. As long as I can just put a few of these buildings down, it can work. So I think what I'll do is I'll just put down a bunch of clay pits. 1, 2, 3, 4... We could just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll just put a yard right there. And that's a good way of sapping up the unemployment, I think, if I just do that. Now, I know that no one buys pottery, so this is just an unemployment dump at this point. I mean, we've only got 25 unemployed people, which in the grand scheme of things is not a lot. Now, I wonder if this housing block on its own will be enough to get us up to the top level. It might be, but I can't see that being the case, so we may have to put down other things, but we'll just put down a conservatory right there. And I think this is holding up quite well. We're not really selling as much copper, and what's this? We have no troops to defend against the upcoming attack. Oh, well, apparently an invasion is on the way, and one thing to note is that the military advisor will tell you that an invasion is on the way like a month before you actually get told it is happening. So we are going to have to just put down some military. So I'm going to put down a fort there. That's a lot of money. And I'll also train up archers, I think. We'll just do that. The military on this game, these first couple of missions, isn't that bad, so it's okay. We are needing unemployment, and we are needing people in the city, actually, as this starts to come online. All of these are getting axes. I think it's because some of them were walking the wrong way. Anyway, to satisfy their lust for riches, a Bedouin army is well on its way and will reach the city in a year. So we've got 1 year to prepare for what is effectively a really meagre force. Advising people call the city home, that's good. Seth's happy. I did actually add a few shrines just down here. I'll just put another couple there. I'll work it. They might be going a bit far to reach these, so what I will do is I think you should be able to get up to about this. I'm going to delete. I'm going to actually just do... Now, can I get a clay pit right there? No, I can get one there if I need it, so I'll just put the potter there, and you are going to be deleted. All of you should reach the centre, and what is this? To supplement its estate stocks, what Mattress Fair wants me to send 885 D-bins to Mend the Fair. That's a lot. But we do have it, so let's just send it. Satisfied the request of gens, we can, and now we've opened trade with Mend the Fair. Good. They buy luxury goods which we can't make. They buy weapons, which actually is worth a lot, and they also buy gems. I don't think we can build gem jewelers, no. Okay. So we're going to open you up, and you're going to pay for yourself by exporting gems. Let's just sell all the gems. Still nothing there, that's okay. And I think any excess weapons that we get in time will be just sold. I don't think we really need to export copper that much. Let's just sell when over 400. And I think... how do I want to do it? Because... if I put it there, that's fine, but that's a long walk to get to any housing. I'll think about it and maybe put some extra gold, copper mines over there. If I want to sell copper, I'll just set up a little copper dump over here. But for now, I think we're doing quite well. How many employees are we short by? We're only short by none, and we've got 7 unemployed people, which is pretty good. And since this is needing access to a well, we'll just provide them with a well. We can actually just delete this well. Normally I don't tend to provide wells, but I think on hard mode I will try to avoid too much little huts just for feeder housing. I will try to at least give them some stuff, like maybe food and a religion and maybe a bit of dancer coverage or booth access, but that's about it. It depends on the mission as well. Let's see. We're all fine, so all we have to do is prepare for the invasion. Our troops are getting made, which is good. Plenty of weapons in stockpile. I think we should be well on our way to winning. We're going to sell our first gems here. Let's just see. Yep, we're going to sell gems and make some money. What is the price of gems on this map? The early maps tend to give you a lot of money for things. Actually, these are the stock prices, so... yeah, so we're selling for 92, so they're not that worth it. They're not like copper, which sells for like a silly amount. But I think we should be fine. If we can set up some weapons, we may be able to sell weapons as well. It's okay, I'm going to come back in when we're near the time of that invasion. Okay, we're being sent a gift here because our reputation in the kingdom recently increased. Pharaoh has decreed that you receive a gift of 1600 jars of chickpeas from Finis, but there's no space. I think we can just make space in here. We can just set it to half and half. And you can just sort of get any chickpeas if you happen to get them. Having a little bit of an unemployment problem here. I am putting down some more houses. It's all because of this industry. Also, I put down a couple more copper mines just up here to try and boost supply. And I've roadblocked this little bit here. So this should always pass these houses at least, and they'll always go that way. So it should be fine. Emphasis on should, because it probably won't work the way I intend it. And yeah, they do have to go a bit of a journey, so I may actually... they have poor access, I don't think they actually touch it very well. Anyway, accept that gift. So we've got 16 infantry here. And now we're just training archers for the upcoming attack. That was in February, so it should be the next month. We should see an icon on this map. An icon disappeared, giving you this sort of general direction. They're not really very useful, but they do give you an idea which way they're coming from, but it doesn't really mean anything. You may actually see icons for boats, for like a water trade route, but it's actually just a land invasion. It's just that they've used that in the map editor to set it that way. Because you can set the trade route that they go along, and it just shows whatever the icon is for that route. Anyway, when the map ticks over, we should see the icon on the map. A few bits of chickpeas there, which is good.
These goods will make well.
They just want to buy everything but never mind. Yeah, there's the icon. They're just sort of glitching in. Kind of weird, but never mind. Not enough clay seems to be getting produced. I know that there's a one clay pit for every 2 of these, so maybe it's just not enough. I know sometimes it does sort of mess up a little bit, but it's okay. I think, yeah. We've made what? We've made a shit ton of cash. Most of it was lost in construction, but we are toning down on the construction a bit now. We're not building as much, which is good. And we should have enough troops to support the upcoming attack. So if we just, you know, save and just speed up a bit, To satisfy our lust for riches, a Bedouin army is very near and will reach the city in a month. Now I do know where the invasions come from. I do have that knowledge because I played the game so often that I know where these things happen. So we are just going to rotate now. Unless you're fighting a really strong invasion force, you don't really need to do too much. Engage nearby enemies is what I would find to be the best for sort of any troop, except archers. Always put archers in tight formation, but don't allow them to engage. Just have your infantry and charioteers when you get to that later, and do all the attacking. Very slow, but that's okay. And we should be attacked fairly shortly now. We may just want to feed these people. I mean, this just might get us up to 2,000, I'm not too sure. Anyway, an attacking Bedouin army is upon us. And we're just gonna put the troops, whatever that is, I'm not actually sure. It's sort of hard to tell because it sort of gets clipped off the map edge. Ah, there they are. Let's just go and attack these troops. And these should be pretty weak. Unless they're kind of shit, but never mind. It's hard to tell what happens in these kind of attacks. Just sort of put your troops in and see if they do anything. Oops, I just sort of... If you touch the edge of the map, they sort of freeze. Sorry about that. Anyway, that was 1 loss, and that was pretty good. So, out of all those troops, we lost 1. Not too bad, we made like a shit ton of cash from somewhere. Probably these extra copper mines helping. So yeah, that's the sort of the level of invasions on this mission. They're not too difficult. And we've met our prosperity rating of 24. So yeah, ordinary cottage sort of gets you to about 25, 30, depends how many houses you've got involved. We've still got shit tons of chickpeas. Why are you not buying chickpeas? Is it because they're not importing? I don't think. Let me just set this to import to maintain nothing. Just to at least make them go and buy this stuff. Get the chickpeas out of there, and another invasion in 9 months. That's okay. Why are you not getting rid of the... No, I don't know. This game at times sort of confuses the heck out of me, but with its weird ass decisions, but who cares. And so we've got another invasion on the way. I'm going to feed these, we're going to provide access to pottery for these dudes, and we should level them up quite nicely. And I'll come back in when we're near that second invasion. Pharaoh's getting pretty greedy here. He's asking for yet another 1,500 gems, and we have got that, thankfully, but that's a lot. I have set up some more forts. I also moved this road around because I can actually just get another fort in, literally right there. I'm not sure why he's... Oh, he must be going back, yeah. One thing to note is that if the this guy goes down this way, he will take the quickest way back, which is to go through this bit. So... they always take the shortest path to get back to their thing, even if that means going through roadblocked here. So you can sort of abuse this, like with a long walk, like I showed before. Terrible idea in my opinion. Apologies for that sound in the background, the printer's just turned off. Anyway, another invasion incoming. I can't remember where this comes from. It might come from over here, so I'm going to move my troops into sort of the centre of the map. Unfortunately, this might get destroyed. I did set up a little bit of a copper plantation just there. And hopefully this is not destroyed because I will be pretty upset because that was a lot of money spent on that. Prosperity's going up, kingdom's going up. We just need population really at this point. But I don't want to grow it too quickly and end up having a shit ton of buildings to try and control unemployed, because that's not the right way of going about this. Let's just empty. Make sure that's only set to that. That's fine. So we don't need to import chickpeas. Actually, what was that? 1 person is unemployed, so we're actually getting people coming in here, but not very quickly. I could just put down a village palace and just use that as an excuse to get unemployed. Oh! Bedouin army attacks. It's quite a large invasion because that battle music's playing, so let's just have a look. It is coming from over there, not from where I expected, so let's just move all of our troops over. Yeah, so... if the invasions of a certain size this battle track plays, it's pretty good. We'll just speed this up a bit, just to get them to go over there quicker. We're just going to rotate you around. We are going to need these archers. Let's just move back. And we'll just get in there. And the archers will help the infantry do their thing. We can get these guys involved as well, even though it's not a full company. Back off! Shit. Please don't take out my guys. That's not very helpful. I think most of them are now dead. But these... Right, okay, so their soldiers' health is average. They have leveled up, but they are shaking. Not too good. Can you just go back? There we go. So we didn't need the other ones, that's okay. At this early point in the game, you don't have a military academy. And thus your troops will sort of die pretty quickly, which is not too good. But we handled that invasion pretty well, so I think it's time to sort of just... excuse me. Sort of time to just grow up the city here at a slow pace. We don't want to rush it and get tons of unemployment, that's not too good. And we've got this sort of playing time area, sort of before it ages. So yeah, I'll let the city build up. We'll build up more military because we are going to need a lot more. That was a pretty... We almost got our company wiped out, which was not good. And one thing to note is that if a company reaches a really low level, I think terrified, no, panicked, all of the other forts will drop to morale levels. So really you don't want your troops getting demoralized. Why does that keep going down as if they're not in the fort? That's really weird. They are in the fort, but they keep acting as if they're going further and further down. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let this city grow, and I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Well, we've got another invasion in a way. 1 month, and we're going to be invaded by more bedouin. I was just trying to work out why this random house, this little bit of feeder housing, suddenly got access to food, and I think it's just probably one of these bizarre ladies. Sort of just teleported for no reason, but I have got some unemployment issues. We are solving that by evolving this block. These guys aren't really... Well, I mean, they're leveled up, which is good, but I'm not sure where this next invasion is going to come from. Let's just move all of these dudes out and see where this invasion comes from. Hopefully it comes from over here. If I can get rid of this, actually, I think that would be very helpful. I'm turning this into sort of a weapons production area, so we can start selling weapons, because they do sell for quite a bit. We can't export them. And we might as well, since we've got the opportunity. Our prosperity's met. Kingdom's met. So we're just sort of going to wait, really, for the kingdom rating to go up as needed. I think this is in range of the grand, and it should be. Usually the first feeding is always a little bit tougher than the alternate feedings. Employees either, that's good. Where's this coming from? Right over there, not good. Let's get everyone in position. Let's move them all over. So that's... And police, don't go out there. That's actually a really big invasion. For such an early point in the game, that is such a large invasion. Oops. One thing to know is you don't want to actually click soldiers, that really screws them over. Okay, sorry for that cut. Unfortunately, the game decided to random minimize there, and now the music's gone. Can I actually just get it back? No. Okay. Actually, just to note, I have lowered my sound settings just a bit, just to see if I can improve my editing a little bit, because I was finding that I was trying to lower the audio in post-production quite a bit more than I wanted. I want you to be able to hear the game sounds and not just hear me. These troops are up to veteran already? Jeez. They have not really done anything. Why is their health so poor? Maybe I just need to wait before getting involved in anything, I don't know. But I got past that invasion, we should be able to hit our target population with just this. If I evolve this up to the next level, we should get there. So yeah, I'll let this run, I'll come back in if anything of interest happens. Well, this is a little bit cruel. Pharaoh is asking for 15 weapons. Luckily we actually have 15 weapons, but that is a shit ton of weapons that I have to send off. Maybe I should be trying to finish the mission before any more unreasonable requests come up, but we've wiped out the vast majority of our weapons stockpiles, which doesn't actually help. You'll see here that I have taken to try to beautify the location, so I put down a few booths here and there, just to provide at least a little bit of culture to these sort of random citizens over here, at least try to make them at least semi-decent. This copper over here is sort of being sold, but not very well. But it's okay. I think all we really need to do is provide access to pottery and we will win. Kingdom rating's not going up as fast as I would like. I think I'll wait to evolve the housing and just see if I can get the kingdom rating up first, because then I can just make a push for it. And yeah, we're making shit tons of cash. Now I did put down a dance school as well, just to provide all the types of entertainment that they need. Also saps up unemployment as well. And yeah, I think we should be able to finish before any more invasions come around, but hopefully, just hopefully, we get another invasion. But I don't think we will, because we're about to reach 2,000 people. I'm going to take a save. And yeah, I'll just keep on going and see if we can finish the mission. Well, we have got our kingdom rating as required. We just had another request for money from Pharaoh there. We had to send 1,000 demons, and we're just like 9 people short. So rather than wasting time trying to evolve these houses, I'm just going to, you know, dump some housing there. I don't really care about too few jobs. I can sync that with temples. Just temple. Yeah, just put a temple there as well. I'll just waste the workers and the money. We've got enough riches in this land, we don't need any more. So we just need a few more people to move into this house, maybe just get the odd birth, and we will win the mission. Pretty hairy, those invasions were pretty big after a while, but I just think we managed to pull through just at the last minute. So we just speed up. We have won the mission, so we have established the copper mines of Timna, learned a little bit about military. Let us proceed.
Pharaoh applauds you. Through your skilled management, you have successfully defended your city from Bedouin attack and provided Egypt with the means of defending itself.
Indeed, we did provide Egypt a way to defend itself. We managed to open the copper mines at Timna, and we are, yeah, getting close to the end of the archaic period. So that was Timna, and there's actually a choice for the next one. So I'm not going to go and show the choice on this video, but on the screen you should see 2 cards for both missions. If you want to go to the peaceful mission, click on the left hand card for Abjadu. If you want to go to the more militaristic mission, if you want to follow the militaristic pathway of my playthrough, click on the right card and it'll take you to Bedet, or Apollonopolis and all that if you play with those ones. Anyway, that is Timna. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next part for... I'll do both missions obviously, but the next part I will have Bedet up. It'll just be both parts, you know what I mean. Thanks for watching, see you later. Bye now.